Hello everybody! We're back again with a new campaign trail, and this time we're doing 1972. As we all know, one of the biggest landslides in American history. George McGovern only won one state, Massachusetts, 17 electoral votes. Now some people may debate, which was the bigger landslide, 1984 or 1972. Now if you go in terms of just the electoral vote, then 84 was the bigger landslide, but in every other metric, 72 was a far bigger landslide. I mean, in this election, if you look at the map of the counties, it's dark red. And in many states, McGovern didn't even win one county. I mean, insanity. And we're going to try to win the presidency as George McGovern. I'm pretty sure I don't know if he has a lower popular vote than Goldwater, but it's pretty similar. So, let's do this. Begin. So we're going to pick George McGovern. Actually, let's read the synopsis first. With the war in Vietnam still raging and unrest at home, it seems the nation hasn't escaped the turmoil of the 60s. Richard Nixon is seeking re-election and is well liked within the Republican Party. George McGovern represents the left and anti-war wing of his party and faces an uphill battle. Both candidates are looking to make a statement as the re-election of Nixon looks almost certain. Oh no, this is going to be an uphill battle. Continue. So we're going to pick George McGovern. So George McGovern is a senator from South Dakota and is well liked personally. However, his policies are far to the left of most Democrats today, and don't attract any moderates that need to be won over. Nixon's lead is practically insurmountable. So the best course of action may be for McGovern to have enough of a showing to not embarrass himself and to keep the Democratic Party afloat until the next election. Well, we'll try to be optimistic. So my strategy for this one, I mean, at this point in the Vietnam War, I mean, there is a lot of people who are against it, but this is what we kind of call the silent majority, where, you're not going to see the average American out on the streets protesting. You're going to see these college kids doing that, kind of like what we have today, actually. Whereas, the majority of people, in terms of just, our current affairs in Israel, I hate to say it, but most people generally are just to the whole issue. And that's kind of in the 70s it's kind of similar with Vietnam, but more so majority of people are kind of, in support of fighting communism around the world at this point. Again, people are kind of still soured by the Vietnam War, but this McGovern wing of the party, these, hippies, it's just not going to work. Continue. And another thing about George McGovern's campaign is that his running mate dropped out, which is, pretty embarrassing. Since 1972, that hasn't happened. So we got Thomas Eagleton, who was McGovern's original running mate, and we actually got quite a few choices. We got Francis Fahrenhold from Texas. We're not winning Texas. No way. Nixon is going to run his southern strategy. We got Shirley Chisholm. She's from New York. She might be good. We got Mike Gravel from Alaska. That's not going to help. We got James G. O'Hara. He's a congressman from Michigan. Why not a senator or a governor? Ruben Askew. He's a governor from Florida. That could help. But Nixon with his southern strategy, especially what happened with George Wallace in the previous election. We got my man Walter Mondale. We kind of had to go with Mondale. Why not? Let's do it. Let's see what it says. Walter Fritz Mondale is a senator from Minnesota and the protege of Hubert Humphrey. He firmly represents the establishment wing of the party, which McGovern fought so strongly against in the primaries, although the two still have a warm friendship. You better not be fighting Walter Mondale. If Mondale agrees to be on the ticket, it will be purely as a personal favor to the South Dakota senator, and concessions will have to be made. Mondale, of course, will help greatly in his home state of Minnesota, but will also get many moderate Democrats on board nationwide. We gotta go with Mondale. We gotta. Winner take all. Let's do this. The media circus of the vice presidential nomination process has almost overshadowed your selection of Walter Mondale. Oh my God, 40 questions? My God, this is going to be a long one. Normally these are like 25 questions, and I sure as hell hope that Mondale doesn't drop out and be my VP. That would be a disaster. Could you imagine they just program in like, oh, you need Sergeant Shriver or whatever his name is. What can you say about Mondale that made you want him on the ticket? I mean, because he's amazing. Okay, Vice President Hubert Humphrey is an icon of the Democratic Party, and Walter Mondale stood by his side for much of that legendary career. First will help bring the party together. I like that one. Senator Mondale has been an excellent man to represent his home state of Minnesota in Congress. Together we will win this fall. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Fortunately for you, selecting Mondale has gone over surprisingly well, and the Humphrey wing of the party seems begrudgingly pleased. He should make Minnesota relatively a safe state for you. Good. This primary, that primary was a pretty bad one, and McGovern's kind of just campaigning, and he's all like bruised up, basically. After a very long night, the vice presidential nominating process is finally complete. What will the primary message be as you accept your party's nomination? Okay, so I will reflect on the Democratic Party, a history of progress, determination. Okay, that's positive. It is the time for this land to become again witness to the world of noble human affairs. Richard Nixon has done more to divide the country and more uniting. Okay, so we're just going to flex that, the Democratic Party, we're the party of progression. This is a good message that helps unite your party, but the general public didn't even tune in since that you gave the speech at 2:45 a.m. McGovern, what are you doing? Oh my God, look at this. Wow. Well, the path to victory is going to be a difficult one, that's for sure. So, New York is not out of the question. Neither is Pennsylvania or, I guess, these states. If I run up these states, then there's a chance. So right now we're at 27 electoral votes. We got to go to New York. We got to win New York. Many Democrats are refusing to help campaign for you. Oh my God, you guys. Do you want to win or you want to lose? Like, seriously. After they perceived your rhetoric in the primaries as divisive and inflammatory, will you do anything to reach out to them? Man. I think McGovern, just went through with his message, and it just, at this time in history, it just was a disaster. I'm pretty sure if he ran today, he'd probably win. But in the 70s, he's a hippie, pretty much. No, I'm sticking with my words. That would hurt. Absolutely, my main goal is to uphold the standards of the Democratic Party. I will speak to Democratic icons like Hubert Humphrey and Ted Kennedy. Ooh, that could help. As concessions, I'll agree to implement some of their own policy goals that I may disagree with once I'm elected. But that's going to make me seem like I'm weak, though. I'll stick with what I'm saying throughout my whole political career. Because, we got to win, though. That's the thing. We got to win. So, we need everybody on board. If I'm super unpopular, I'm not going to win, right? Nice try, but talking about what you'll do once you win the election sounds like your average Joe dreaming about winning the lottery. You're not getting much help from beyond the standard campaign stops. It helped a little bit. What will your campaign strategy be this fall, knowing how far you are behind? I know I can't win this outright. Well, we're in this to win. We gotta win. strive to take a populist tone. Okay. I won this nomination as an insurgent candidate in the anti-war. We'll just not talk about the war right now. Interesting move. It's worth noting that Wallace performed worse in the North than anticipated, so the vote you're counting on may not be there to begin with. Ugh. Nixon even has Rhode Island. Oh my god. We only got 2 states right now. 2. Man, we're not making inroads anywhere. Let's go to our home state. In broad terms, what is your policy towards the Vietnam War? Well, McGovern was firmly against the war. So, what if we say it's a complete disgrace? What's going to happen? But then again, that was probably his stance. We can do a withdrawal of American troops. Yeah, we gotta be kind of reasonable with this. We gotta kind of ease troops out. So we'll do that one. This is virtually identical to President Nixon's rhetoric. Many of your senior staff members are urging you to take a trip overseas before the election this November. Ideally earlier on in the campaign to maximize your time in the States. Will you go on such a journey? I guess there's that's interesting. I don't want to go overseas right now after Nixon's dazzling tours. I just want to focus on Americans right now. Okay? I want to give speeches in Chicago and New York and LA. McGovern lost both LA and Chicago, so that could probably help. We need New York. You were met with hecklers in LA, but the Windy City and the Big Apple seemed to really receive you well. Although some of your staff still thinks a visit to Europe would have been best. No, we're not doing that. We need California. We need it. Has the most electoral votes. We need it. After resigning from his position as Treasury Secretary in May, former Texas Governor John Connally has endorsed Richard Nixon today. You traitor! How dare you! And vigorously denounced your positions on the Vietnam War, draft dodgers, and the defense budget. He could hold some sway over disaffected Democrats and even form an organization to woo them over the president's side. How do you respond? Well, yeah, at this point, the South, there's no getting the South. They're a lost cause at this point. I'm not even going to bother campaigning there. We got to win this thing. So, there's nothing to gain inserting myself there. There really isn't. Can't say I'm surprised. We've got some big name endorsements we can try to compensate, I guess. And we can just say, oh my God, I feel so bad. No, screw the South at this point. We can't get them. At this rate, there aren't going to be any big liberal states left. The AFL-CIO is holding a vote tomorrow over whether they'll endorse you, Nixon or nobody, for the presidency. The organization holds sway over labor unions elsewhere in the country, and they have chosen to endorse the Democratic presidential candidate in every election since formation. How do you wish to influence the vote? They better support me! Oh my God! We cannot afford to lose this. We need those... Oh my God, you guys, everyone hates me. Literally everybody hates me. This is ridiculous. What am I supposed to do? Oh my God, okay, so we'll go back to New York, I guess. I don't even know if we're going to budge from that 27 electoral votes. That might be our high point. At least with Mondale, I was able to get over 100 votes. Oren Stanley, president of the Farmers Organization, has expressed no desire to support either candidate, but had also made statements deriding Agricultural Secretary Earl Butz. Do you wish to capitalize on this? Yes. Yes. I need all the support I can get. Okay, he's impressed with me, but he's not going to endorse me. Mayor John Lindsay of New York City is disappointed in the Democrats failing to discuss urban issues at the convention in Miami. While Lindsay has said he is happy to campaign for the ticket this fall, he will not travel outside the state. I mean, he doesn't need to, I guess. Do you want to put any of his doubts to rest? Yes. We're going to visit New York City a lot. What do you mean you can't make any comments about policy? This only leaves Lindsay and other city officials more worries. Oh my god. Like, is New York a lost cause? Can we not even get New York? Minnesota, ugh. Let's try and see if we can get Wisconsin. We can't even, I don't even think we'll be able to get South Dakota. Do you have any comment on the bombing of dikes in North Vietnam? President Nixon denied these were targeted bombings, amid a brief controversy generated by Jane Fonda's highly publicized visit to North Vietnam, and a less publicized statement by the Secretary General of the United Nations condemning these bombings. Well, we can say that Richard Nixon is dangerous. I mean, it's true. Huh. This one's also pretty good. By emphasizing it, we can also show how just like Nixon is and how much they make people want to just get out of Vietnam. Yeah, we'll do that one. Jane Fonda is a polarizing figure, and a photo of her wearing a helmet on a Vietcong anti-aircraft during a visit made it into a major newspaper this last week. Okay. More war news. Life magazine has published an image of a naked Vietnamese girl screaming for her life after fleeing her school, which had been bombed by napalm. Her clothes were gone because she had torn them off after they were lit on fire. The Pentagon has said it was an accidental bombing. Since the location was in South Vietnam, any thoughts? We gotta condemn this, right? I'll defer those who know the best sort of thing. Why we find a war like this in the first place? Yeah, another crime? Yeah, we're just going to say, get Nixon out of here. This is so magnificent. I can't even say that word. Even some of his own staff can't help but roll their eyes. Good. But that doesn't help us. I mean, we're getting destroyed right now. Just completely. Popular vote, we're not doing much better than the real George McGovern. Oh no. Oh no, we're losing Minnesota now too. I'm not losing Minnesota. While Mondale keeps up a good act publicly, behind the scenes he repeatedly insists he only agreed to be your running mate as a personal favor for a good friend. Wow, what the heck? Is there anything you can say to assure him that you can win? We're gonna win. We're gonna win. Mondale remains unconvinced. Oh my god, even my running mate is against me. As Mondale's appearances on the campaign trail start heating up, some of your left-wing base can't hide their disappointment with the concessions you made to get the senator on the ticket. Is there anything you'd like to say to them? Again, there's no comment. It's unfortunate. Oh, it is unfortunate. It's gonna hurt with my base. Oh my god, I'm doing even worse in Minnesota now. Oh my god, how am I doing in Massachusetts? Oh my god, I'm not even doing that good in Massachusetts. Oh no. Well, let's go to Wisconsin. Your wife Eleanor has actively campaigned with you throughout your political career. In which areas do you think she should focus on most while she campaigns? Women's issues? No. I mean, having your wife campaign for you, I guess back then it was like, I guess would have more sway, but nowadays it's just not really a thing. Wow, yeah, she's a mother. Our boys are dying. This had the potential to backfire badly, but with a few televised addresses set in your own home, Eleanor has knocked this issue out of the park. Good. Does it help? A little bit, kind of, not really. Knowing the significant challenges you still face, what do you want to do to get this campaign back on track? We can appear with Ted Kennedy. I mean, that could help. I want a slate of television ads blasted on every network. Understand things look bad, but we want to keep on attacking Nixon. I mean, it seems like a fruitless effort at this point. We gotta just try and be positive at this and see if we can just get more votes. Because Nixon's just too popular. Appearing alongside of Kennedy is never a bad idea. It really isn't. But yeah, it's not looking good. Oregon, why not? We got a chance there. 42%, oh my god. Let's talk a little about your Vietnam policy. What do you think will be the fate of President Thieu? It's kind of funny because I have to learn Vietnamese soon. And the entire South Vietnamese government, should you win this November? Well, I don't want to abandon the dude, but we gotta focus on our own issues. I will fight tirelessly as I have the United States Senate to preserve the South Vietnamese government and protect the nation. We cannot afford Saigon to fall. Under my presidency, it won't. I mean, that's probably the best answer. Continue. Perhaps your appeal to moderates with this answer will go over well, but you're alienating some of your core supporters. I mean, I need everybody. I don't think they're going to abandon me, so. Many are concerned over the broad nature of your economic policies and feel you haven't put much thought into it. Is there anything you want to do to assuage these concerns? Let's appropriate lots of FDR's rhetoric. I mean, that could help. Yeah, why not? Let's give a speech about my financial plans directly to the investors in New York. Let's try to be FDR. This is only marginally effective with lawless voters and does little for you nationally. Yeah, I mean, these states, they're not budging. Like, Illinois, just go. How frequently do you plan to mention your military service as you campaign this year? Well, I mean, yeah, let's bring it up. We got nothing to lose at this point. Let's bring up the contrast to the Vietnam War. Defeating Nazi Germany and Empire Japan was a just cause. But getting massacred in the rice fields of Southeast Asia advances nothing. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? This just isn't clicking. Great! At the Olympic Village in Munich, Palestinian militants took Israel athletes hostage, leading to a massacre claiming the lives of 11 Israelis, 1 German policeman, and 6 perpetrators. All world flags are being flown at half-staff apart from 10 Arab nations who refuse. Do you have any comments? I mean, yeah, it's a tragic event. My thoughts are with the families and victims at this time, and I pray for an end of violence. Yeah, that's a pretty good response. This is a standard response to a horrible occurrence like this. And still... Oh, man. We gotta go to New York again. As you campaign this fall, how much do you plan to speak about the break-in at the Watergate Hotel and the murky ties the robbers have with the White House? Let's hammer on Watergate as much as we can. We hear a lot about national crime and arrests in our cities. Let's look no further than 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the White House. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Let's keep hammering. A clever quip turns into muddled conspiracy theories about Nixon sabotaging your candidacy. Oh my god. There's just nothing I can do right, is there? Yeah, it's not helping. The media is referring to you as a candidate of amnesty, abortion, and acid. Do you care to comment about this? Wow, media. They're evil. This claim is ridiculous. We're not even going to entertain this. No. Great way to let yet another Republican attack stick. Oh my god. I'm just being beamed down relentlessly. Oh, Minnesota's slipping. It's turning red. No. Jesus Christ. I mean, what is my path to victory at this point? I thought I'd be able to try to win New York. Like, it's just not budging at all. Like, I'm being liberal, and it says here, like, Vietnam, they're moderate, and, like, economy, they're liberal. Like, a lot of, with issues, they're liberal, or moderate, but I just can't make any roads. Like, I can't get anything to stick here. Wisconsin, let's go. Last night, Walter Cronkite aired 2 segments on the evening news using crude diagrams to explain what is being dubbed the Watergate scandal. That's great, let's do it. Watergate. But it's not hitting at all. Do you plan to debate Nixon? Now, I've actually never watched these debates, but let's do it. Nixon refuses. Oh my god, dude. What? Oh my god. Maybe those debates never happened. Oh my god, he refuses. Just like, nope, I'm too far ahead. I'm not even going to bother. Go to Minnesota. What tone would you like to set with your attacks against Nixon and the Watergate affair? Compare him to Hitler? Yeah, why not? What were you thinking? Welfare remains a hot topic in the election this year. What points do you want to bring up on the campaign trail? Let's turn the tables on Nixon and attack him on the welfare issue. It's time to admit we've lost the war on poverty. We should establish a demo grant where low-income Americans receive annual cash payments. I mean, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Just giving people money? Free money? No human should have to suffer through poverty in the greatest nation on earth. Man, it seems like McGovern was for UBI before it was popular. Well, in the 70s, that is sure as hell not going to work. I mean, my god, you'd be just, like, laughed at. I promise you we are going to do whatever is necessary to provide a job. Yeah, provide a job. Yeah. Well, oh my god. We might lose Massachusetts. No. No. We cannot have that happen. Let's go to Massachusetts. As the campaign heats up, your advisors want your feedback on your ad strategy. What direction do you want to take with advertising? We have a lot of star power behind our campaign, so let's put it to good use. We'll play up my military service, go negative on Nixon, or we'll do stuff about jobs and abortion and stuff. Well, that never hurts. Do some jobs. These ads come across as awkward and stilted. For one, you seem to use the same factory in every commercial. Did you only visit one? My goodness. The ERA has recently passed in the Senate and is now in the process of being ratified by the states. What points do you want to bring up on this issue? Yeah, let's support it. Why not? While the ERA is broadly popular, the feminist figures you campaign have controversial stances on abortion, contraception, and other issues. Oh my god. And with that, I am now losing all 50 states. This is bad. This is bad. Oh god. Well, I don't want to lose Massachusetts. How much of the youth vote do you think can turn out? I know Gary keeps putting statistical data in front of me, suggesting that we'll win among college-age voters overwhelmingly, but we can't take anything for granted. Let's make extensive visits to college campuses. Yeah, we need that. We do. A ton. We got them locked up. Oh no, how much of the youth vote did he win? Let's take a look. Voter demographics. McGovern narrowly won that at 52 to 46. Okay, so we still need them quite a bit. Some of your staff think you're crazy for this, considering the data your campaign has produced on this subject. As of this year, 50 million adult Americans watch the news on television each evening, and President Nixon has a testy relationship with the press. giving only 9 press conferences for all of 1971, a record low. Is there anything you wish to do that would exploit this dynamic? Of course, let's cozy up to reporters across the board at every opening we can. I mean, at this point, the media is relatively liked, so let's try. Too little, too late. Apart from a few average. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. It's just like kind of seizing up now to like the actual results of what happened. Oh my god. There are no swing states. There are no swing states other than Minnesota. What can we do? Go back to Massachusetts, I guess. President Nixon is so confident in his lead that he's practically ceased all campaigning, with the only odd visit to New York City and other major areas every now and then. This could provide an opening for you to go all out. Are there any other regions you want to focus on? Yeah, let's get the Midwest. These are very important states for any Democrat. Okay. There has recently been some violence at Republican events, and many feel this plays right into Nixon's claims of restoring law and order to this country and fueling fears of your radicalism. Do you want to condemn any of these protesters? Might as well. But I don't want to, like, hurt my support, though. Do I want to kind of deflect a little bit? Let's deflect. Why not? Students for a democratic society are ecstatic, but this has caused a headache for your campaign, with even more moderates defecting. How many moderates are going to defect? Like, seriously. I mean, if he gets a 50-state sweep, I'm going to be very... I don't even know how I'm going to feel about that. He's going to Minnesota. How do you feel about forced busing? People only oppose busing because they support segregation. Yeah. I mean, we're going to be liberal in civil rights. If you didn't want to win, you could have said that earlier. What? What? Oh my god. Now that election day is a month away, what do you plan to do to turn this campaign around? Emphasize economic policies more? Spend the party? Wow. What can we do? Let's try to mend this party together, please, guys. They're not, of course. Oh my god. What can we do? We're getting just demolished everywhere. What is the popular vote? 34%. Oh my god. It's getting destroyed. Wisconsin, please. What is your stance on the space program? In what direction will you take it? Yeah, we'll agree with Nixon. Why not? Why not? Yeah, it's not really an issue. Vice President Spiro Agnew, sometimes referred to as Nixon's Nixon, is known for his frequent attacks against political enemies, sometimes ruffling the feathers within his own party. Is there anything you'd like to say about Agnew? Let's paint him as crazy, I guess. Yes, shameful degradation. Why not? This may be a nice thing to hope for, but it really doesn't mean much. Oh. Okay, we gotta win Massachusetts, bare minimum at this point. Heading into the final stretch, which part of the Democratic platform would you like to emphasize most? Populist, yes. Foreign policy, it's gonna hurt us. Equal rights, populist, let's just be populist. Some of these policies are popular, and Ralph Nader's hearings on this consumer protection have garnered a lot of attention. But labor just isn't buying into your thinking, oh my god. With the election day ever nearer, Henry Kissinger has appeared at the press conference stating that the Vietnam War is drawing to a close and peace is at hand. How do you respond? I mean, I know that, hindsight is everything. We'll just say it's cynical. Why not? This is true, but the American people will just want the war to be over. Oh my god, no. Massachusetts is running away now. Wow. No. No. No, we can't have this. Oh, there's only one option. Walter Cronkite has put together one last Watergate segment. It's too close to the election for any poll numbers to be conducted, but the signs, okay, it will hurt Nixon, good. And this is the last question. This is it. Okay, so we can, where we can campaign? We can go to St. Paul, we can go to the Midwest, we can go to California, or we can go to New York. Oh my God. Boston's not an option. Well, we'll go to St. Paul. You're met with a roaring crowd. It's election time. Do I even win one state? Do I even win one state? Or is it going to be a 50-state sweep? I honestly think it's going to be a 50-state sweep at this point. This is going to be bad. And, like, the results are coming in super fast already. I mean, normally it doesn't come in this fast. Okay. Wow. 57. I don't even think they're going to be able to get to Texas. It's going to be called super fast. Do I win Massachusetts? Do I win it? Well, let's see. Believe it or not, McGovern actually ran in like other presidential elections, like in 1984, and I think he ran in 1988 as well in the primaries. I got D.C. I hope I get more than D.C. I lost the election. Oh no. Come on, give me Massachusetts, please. For the love of everything, give me Massachusetts. I cannot lose Massachusetts. Come on, guys. Vote for me, please. Please, please. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just watching this come in, it's just devastating. I couldn't make, like, at no point, the only other state I could have maybe won was Minnesota, but at no point, no other states were even in play. I lost Minnesota. Wow. Don't lose Massachusetts. Oh my God, man. I lost Massachusetts. I lost everything. A 50-state sweep. Oh my God, well, what a disaster. An absolute unmitigated disaster. Like, no matter what I did, like, it just hurt. Everything I said hurt me, pretty much. Like, the anti-war stance, the ERA, social issues, just everything was just, there was no win in this. Go to final results. I mean, 34.9% of the popular vote. Oh my God, just brutal. I mean, Massachusetts, oh, it was within a point. It was winnable. Minnesota, 4 points, and that was probably our next closest state. Let's see. Oh my God, just all of these totals are just really bad. Like, none of these are even close. Like 39%, 22%, 29, 25, 38. Oh my God. Massachusetts was the only state I was somewhat competitive in. I still lost it, but like, all of these other states, I'm not even like 40% of the popular vote. Okay, New York, 41. 44 in Rhode Island. I completely forgot about Rhode Island. 44 in South Dakota. My God. These are all just horrifically bad. Closest Nixon, I guess, highest McGovern percent. DC 81, I'll parade there, I guess. But, yeah. Oh my God. So, that was brutal. That was completely brutal. I mean, it's so brutal, I don't even think you could throw the election if you're Nixon. Like, wow. I don't know what to say. I legitimately feel devastated. I couldn't even win one state. What? Oh my God. So, let's just really quickly try to throw this to Nixon and see, can I do anything? I don't know why, but whenever I select Richard Nixon, I get this weird glitch where it just goes to the 1976 campaign. So like I'll select it, and then it's foreign dole, and I've tried it like 3 times. So I guess that's gonna be the end of the video. So it really goes to show just how unpopular George McGovern really was at the time. I mean, he basically ran as a socialist, like, for lack of a better term. He is, without a doubt, I would say probably the most left-wing guy to ever run for president. And it's kind of what happens, like, when you go too far to either end of the political spectrum. You just kind of lose everybody. And yeah, like, as you saw, there was basically no path to victory there. Like, I don't know what I could have done to just, like, get anyone on board. Like, it just, like, Nixon was too popular combined with just, like, me being labeled as an extremist. There was no path. So, if someone can try to figure this out and try to win as George McGovern, I would love to know if it's even possible. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my unfortunate 50-state sweep. It hurts. It really does. I'm going to lose sleep at night over it. But yeah, definitely more videos coming soon.